It seems like the official announcement for Fofana is finally done. We have signed Raheem Sterling, Cucurella, Koulibaly, and now Fofana. 4 quality signings. Fabrizio Romano has said himself that Chelsea and Leicester are on the verge of reaching a full agreement for Wesley Fofana. Final details, and then here we go. Personal terms were agreed weeks ago, and we all knew that as well. Also, another journalist said Leicester and Chelsea have reached a full agreement for the transfer of Wesley Fofana. Personal terms have already been agreed, medical terms have been scheduled for this weekend, and Fofana is going to sign a 6-year deal, so another long one, which Boehly seems to love to do. And David Ornstein said a deal is now in place for Wesley Fofana to join Chelsea. And his contract ends in 2028, so like we said, a 6-year deal. Now it looks like this deal is set to be for 75 mil, so it's quite a big deal for the centre-back to part from Leicester. And it seems like if Fofana joins, Chalobah will be allowed to leave on loan to Leipzig, Inter and AC Milan. Leipzig seem to be the main runners at the moment, but let's see what happens. Fofana is one of the best young centre-backs in the world right now, and that's why it's costing around 75 mil to pay for it. Do I think it's a little bit overpriced? Yes, but from what we need, we've all been seeing Reece James as a right centre-back. For what we need with Koulibaly, seems like we're getting a massive upgrade in regards to the physical presence of our defence. We all know this guy's potential was crazy a couple of years ago before the leg break. If we can fulfill that potential, this deal will be worth it in my opinion. Now this deal, I'm not going to lie, Leicester were playing us around a bit, but it seems like 75 mil was what they're after. Maybe they're going for 80 mil. I'm not quite sure at the moment, but it seems like we finally got them to finally agree a deal. Chelsea were playing a little bit of mind games with Leicester, saying they weren't going to go above 70 mil here or they will walk away, which was purely tactical. They know Fofana's head was turned, and they know if he didn't get this deal done, they would be regretting it for a long time. Fofana's head's gone, he's not playing any games, he's causing an upset in the dressing room. It's probably a combination of Fofana wanting to leave, him not playing any games anymore, so it's been well documented, and Chelsea putting in that final bid that we done this morning. Now we all know Fofana said a couple of years back that he would love to join Chelsea or Man City, as they are one of the Premier League greatest teams. So he's finally getting his wish. And the only reason this deal took so long and is so expensive is because Fofana signed a deal early on this year for a 5-year extension, which is why Leicester had all the cards here. And essentially they could have dragged it out till deadline day if they wished to. Now we all remember Kepa, the amount of pressure we put under him for being the most expensive goalkeeper. It seems like Chelsea were trying not to make this the world's most expensive centre-back. They didn't want to put that pressure on him, which is why they kept negotiating. They did say they didn't want to make him the world's most expensive centre-back. We've seen what he done to Maguire, we've seen what he done to Kepa, we've seen what he done to Pogba. It's just not a good title to have. So us, and Jack Grealish as well, so us bring the deal down, even by 5 mil, it may not seem much to you guys, but it is actually quite a good thing for Fofana. Now, with Fofana, we can't talk about it without mentioning Todd Boehly and Thomas Tuchel. Now, it seems like Thomas Tuchel is in charge of all deals right now, and Todd Boehly is doing whatever he wants. But obviously, Fofana must have been a big target for Thomas Tuchel. We all know he loves French players, he speaks French, and he likes physical. It seems like all the players seem to be physically good in some way, other than Cucurella, who's not gonna lie, on the ball good. But it seems like all the players he's after are physically good. Now we have heard before, Todd Boehly is extremely easy to deal with, and with Leicester being notoriously hard to deal with, would we have got this deal done with our old board? I'm not too sure. Maybe it would have been a panic signing, because you know how our old board was. But I'm not quite sure how our old board was done this. Now Fofana is the type of guy that can play anywhere across the back three: centre back, left centre back, right centre back. Kind of like Chalobah, who has played a bit more games in the Premier League for a high standard. We all know Fofana has great attacking attributes as well as to go with his defending. I'm talking about progressive carries, pass attempts, pass completions, dribbles completed, interceptions, all in the top around 80%. So it is quite quite a good signing. Obviously, he's not the finished product as of yet. He's still got a lot to improve on. He is a bit rash. Sometimes he does go out of position so he can make that tackle, and if he fails that tackle, it does put our whole defence under a lot of pressure, but he is very aggressive in the tackle. He's not some guy that stands off, he's a guy that likes to go forward, which is something that's very good, especially for 3 at the back. And we were going to be playing a 4 at the back. We do know Thiago Silva, this is his last season, so Wesley Fofana can learn of Thiago Silva. Are these two signings in regards to Koulibaly and Wesley Fofana the centre backs we need to convert this? This allows us to go much further up high up the pitch to control the game, because they are both known for their pace and physical attributes. But there's a funny story with this deal as well. In order for Fofana to join Leicester, he had to cause a little bit of trouble to Saint Etienne, his current club at the time, to make a move to Leicester. And it seems like as well, his lack of respect to Leicester allowed Chelsea to get this deal done, because they weren't fully confident due to their past negotiations with Rafinha. They weren't fully confident if they were going to get this deal. But due to their lack of respect that Fofana showed Leicester, that allowed Chelsea to swoop in here. Even when he was watching the game, he didn't seem too bothered by Leicester conceding the goal. His head was gone here. This was bound to happen. So what do you guys think? Do you think Fofana, Koulibaly, Thiago Silva, is this one of the best defences in the league? I think so. We just want to see how they grow and how they go in the future. Fofana is going to be one for the future, which you will have to get the best out of. Seems like this is not going to be the last transfer we're going to be doing today. Recently, Aubameyang has showed a picture of him on a private jet plane. Is it going to Chelsea? This will be a video I will be talking about in the near future. So subscribe if you want to see more. Peace.